Hey Bat Kibble enjoyers, before this episode begins, I want to let you know that Bat Kibble now has memberships and a Patreon available. Memberships are best for YouTube watchers, and Patreon is best for Spotify listeners. We have 3 tiers available. At the $1 tier, you get access to an exclusive Discord. At the $5 tier, you get bi-weekly bonus episodes. And at the $10 tier, you get all the previous rewards, plus access to the Bat Kibble Minecraft server. Widowy freaking Minecraft! Thanks for the support, whether it's watching, listening, or joining our memberships. We appreciate you big time. Let's get into the pod. What's up, everyone? It's Jake here. I'm Bumblebee now. Just want to let you guys know that for some reason, PerspectiveEnd's microphone is completely screwed up in this episode. I don't know what he did. It sounds like he recorded it on a toaster. Not my fault. Jake didn't do it. Dumb Jake did not do it.
Let's fucking go!
Let's go!
We can't. We're about to be monetized. We can't say the F word right at the beginning of the episode. Welcome back to the Bat Kibble podcast. I'm your host, Dumb Jake, joined as always by my co-host, T-Fanpage101, and PerspectiveEnd. Did you clap? I couldn't hear it through Discord. Did you do a clapping bit as well? Are you both really that funny?
No, I stared into the camera and then started making my head vibrate as I smiled slower and slower.
Oh, okay. Normal then.
Yes.
My bad.
I hope it shows up on camera. I hope you can see it, because that actually kind of gave me a slight headache.
Hey, look, it's my face. It's my face now.
Wow. Yeah, this should be the 3rd episode with all our faces. The first one with all our faces came out about a week ago.
Yes, impertinent information.
Yeah, and everyone was excited about it. But something I noticed while editing is that PerspectiveEnd likes to tell a joke and then clap his hands together.
Yes.
He's like a big baby.
Why?
It's like a badum tush. It's like a hey-oh. It's just like the ha-ha self-high five. Yes, got him.
Wow, that's sad.
Yeah.
It's just here's the sad thing. You want to know what the sad thing is? It's a habit I developed after one time I accidentally blew out my ears by clapping so loud. Basically.
So you clap more?
Yeah, I know. So I was like, oh wow, I can fucking clap loud enough to fucking actually make it so that way I can't hear for a moment. I need to practice this to do it more consistently, and then from there it just became a habit.
You're a danger to yourself and others.
Yeah.
He is the clap man. He fell into a vat of claps and got infected.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't make sense to anyone but us. But on today's episode of the podcast, we are going to be talking about our favorite childhood Transformers.
What?
Since I feel like the last few episodes have been a little negative. Maybe a little bit of yelling at each other.
You know, I wonder who's been starting.
Here's the thing. It's gonna go it's not. This one's not gonna be negative. It's just gonna be sad.
What? Why is it gotta be sad, dude?
Because every single childhood favorite Transformer is wound up in the trash at some point. They're all dead on the island of lost toys.
Yeah, maybe, or they're just in someone else's collection being enjoyed.
Yeah, no, I can tell you right now, no, that's not what happened with my childhood toys.
I just wanted to say before we do this, don't worry, anti-perspective ends. I will be your voice.
For real, I also hate perspective.
Yeah, I get so much shit in the comments. Everyone's like, "Man, PerspectiveEnd needs to shut up."
You are most of the comments.
Yeah, no, I am most of the comments, but I challenge you to find a negative one.
Yeah. Also, if you're gonna be a dick, I mean, at least be funny.
Yeah.
If you're just being mean, shut the fuck up.
There was
well,
one
then I guess I'll stop talking.
I love
you, dumbass.
I wanted to bring up the one where it was what was it? Fun at parties.
He's like
or
the
something?
one friend you don't want to hang out with or something.
Yeah, and then I love how the replies are, I think that's probably you then.
Yeah. Bro, what are you talking
about? Yeah, that one was just strange because we were
did he think that would fly? Yeah. Everyone's having a good time here. But I just want to say that, if you're gonna be a dick, at least be funny. And
see,
you'll
here's
get
the thing.
From me.
PerspectiveEnd was invited. I was invited. Dumb Jake, obviously, he's the host. You weren't.
Yeah, for real. Get your own podcast, bitch.
Damn.
I actually.
But anyway,
I really
oh yeah.
wish right now that I had like my childhood Transformers. That way I could be like, and this one was my childhood favorite, and this one was my childhood favorite. But they're gone. They're gone.
I have a couple with me.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Just a couple.
I don't have them to put on camera.
I have a lot because most of them were before I actually got into Transformers. They were just toys that someone gave me. I was fine with them, or I wanted this toy for a specific reason, but not necessarily it was Transformers related.
Brian, you had one that wasn't a Transformer, so why don't you just talk about that before we get started?
Well,
Okay, I wanted to bring this one up because I've been into Bionicles since the beginning, and one of my favorites was it was Kongu. It was the little green guy that you would get at McDonald's. And yesterday, my friend Justin sent me one of them in bags. So I thought that was pretty cool. He also sent me...
So it's a McDonald's one, you said?
Yeah, it was one of the McDonald's toys. He also sent me another toy, another the bag McDonald's Lego things. It was for the Lego Sports line, if anyone remembers those.
Oh.
And it was just random. He didn't think too much of it, but he just randomly gave it to me. And then the day before, I was thinking, I had this toy. Like, not knowing that he would send it, I thought, oh yeah, I had that. So it was just weird timing.
So the sports one, is that also Bionicle style Technic pieces, or is it minifigures?
It was big dumb parts that were just big dumb parts, I guess.
Interesting.
The Bionicle stuff is actual Lego stuff.
I love the McDonald's Galador figures.
Oh
I
my
had a bunch
God.
of those.
My brother loved that show.
I didn't know there was... it's not a good line. It's an interesting toy line.
It's also not a good
I wish
show.
I had all my original ones, but we lost them in the move.
Defenders of Galador.
Yeah. I had most of the line.
Yeah.
I had the ship.
I'm also...
You were the only one. You
had the ship? Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's kind of expensive now, I think. That ship.
Thanks for reminding me.
I was also a Bionicle kid. That's one. Maybe if we do membership stuff, we'll do a Bionicle series, Brian, where we can talk about Bionicle.
Yeah,
I had two Bionicles growing up. I had
Which ones?
I had the brown Rockshi, and then I had the white Boraicho or whatever the fuck they were called. The guys who turned into a ball and like would roll.
Borak. What the fuck is a Barachi?
Did you say Baracho?
I said Boraicho.
Is that
That's
Naruto?
the Mexican version of a Borak.
No, Boraicho is the drunken master character from Mortal Kombat who vomits on everyone.
Oh, you're a nerd.
Oh my God! Who'd have ever thought?
You should have called the other one a Barakshi.
I couldn't remember what its name was. Was that like an Obama joke or something?
No, Baraka, like Mortal Kombat.
Because you
Was that Obama joke?
Barakshi. I was like, what?
I guess it's not a good look that it's the brown rock sheet. Wait,
No,
we don't have to talk about this.
Wait, why are you talking about the brown rock sheet? It would have been the Borak.
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about the Borak. He said he had a brown rock sheet.
Yeah,
so
well,
I said Barakshi.
Well, I remembered what the Rockshi was called.
I guess I could have said Barakashi.
Parak.
Well, if you had said
Parak?
Was it Parak or Panrak, I think?
I don't know any of those things' names.
I have no clue what its name was. I didn't realize that
If
the
it's
Rockshi
not
had
Toa,
names.
I
I
don't
just thought
know
they were
the
like
name.
velociraptors.
The white Borak was, the white Borak was Korok. I know that.
Wow, what an incredibly inventive name.
Panrak is.
Hey, they were badasses in the movie.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, in Legend of Korra, they basically did the exact same thing, where every fucking villain had the same name. You had Tonrok, Tarlok, Noatok, and I think there was one more. And it was like, why are all these dudes the same fucking like dude and the same name? They all had the same personality. And
Garak. Is it Garak or Garak? No, Garak was the Transformers.
Yes, Transformers.
Yeah, let's talk about our favorites, our childhood favorites. We're gonna go in thumbnail orders, so me, Brian, and Perspective.
Haha, you're
And
and
I'm always
we'll
last.
just take turns.
Always last.
Uh,
Always the
we
bridesmaid, never
gotta
the bride.
separate the Jakes, otherwise it doesn't make sense.
well, last time I went first, it did not go well, and I tried to warn you. I tried to warn you all, but you wouldn't listen to me, as per usual.
So you're going first now?
Yeah, I actually have an extensive list. I bet you people were very mad at me for the last video that hasn't come out yet. I bet you they'll be mad as fuck, because they were really mad about the smash or pass that we quote unquote didn't play the game right.
Oh, well.
They were very upset.
They were not very upset. There was a small number of people who were kind of slightly upset. Wait.
Anyway, let me talk about my first childhood fave, and this one's I got pictures for all these I'm gonna put in the chat for us. Obviously, Armada Optimus Prime.
You fucking goddamn Philistine.
Yeah, this has become like a villain of PerspectiveEnd's videos.
It is. It's everyone's favorite goddamn toy. It's absolutely everyone's favorite one, and I'm like, can anyone come up with something else to be their favorite?
Don't worry, I never owned this toy.
Really?
Yeah.
So this one, I got this guy, and I got another one that I'm going to talk about in a second on Christmas Day when I was a kid, probably in 2003, I'd imagine. And these, like, I had a bunch of Armada. Armada is maybe one of the biggest lines of Transformers I had as a kid. And this Optimus was just incredibly goated. A few things about my copy is I somehow broke the trailer immediately. I don't know what I did, but the like standing up gimmick it kind of does, where it like folds up and it has multiple platforms. I don't know what I did, but I immediately broke it.
The standing up gimmick was trash. It broke on everyone's copy immediately.
I wish I could have played with it. I'll just say that much. And Sparkplug, lovely Sparkplug, his Minicon. I don't know where he went. I lost that one immediately. I had a bad habit of losing toys as a kid, and Sparkplug was one of my victims. So I had a Sparkplugless Optimus Prime for a long time. But
fun fact, I literally, when I was a kid, I had Demolisher from the obviously the same line, and I fired his missiles, and I watched in the air as the missiles just ceased to exist, like they'd been beamed up by aliens, and we literally pulled the carpet out of that room. We never found them.
That's the same thing with me and Sunstreaker's head from the Universe line. I popped it off, and then it just disappeared. And I knew exactly where it should be, but it's just it vanished.
Yeah, I definitely lost my Demolisher's missiles as well, and that's like an integral part of that character's look. Like without them, he just looks wrong.
I got him.
So you got his missiles.
I got all 4 of them.
Yeah, it was. To this day, I have no idea what happened to them. There was literally like one place they could have gone, and they didn't go there, and we've torn that room apart, and it just doesn't.
Someone found them, but they ate them.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Likely.
I'm sure that's exactly what happened.
But this Optimus Prime was goated. It had the trailer, of course, which in truck mode, it was a menace. The normal Optimus Prime, he's an oddball compared to other Optimus Prime designs. But he's like my childhood one, so I give him a pass.
He's just
unlike the Age of Extinction Optimus Prime, I don't give that one a pass. But the super mode was incredible. Bring back super modes, man. Am I the only one that feels like not that bad to have a super mode?
Or combine with other characters.
Yeah,
I'm cool with
which
combining.
they did do in Revenge.
I am good without super modes. I like my Transformers a little more depowered than it seems like most people do.
Yeah, it does make him a little bit overpowered. That's
Here's
true.
the thing,
But maybe like he gets it later.
It theoretically should have made him more overpowered, but having rewatched a large chunk of that series, one, he doesn't use it as much as he should, considering the fact that there doesn't seem to be a reason not to use it. I mean, it's basically it's just him being the other half of him. You know, it's not like it requires someone else or it requires like a great energy output. And then two, he goes into that mode and then he gets bodied. And it's like, this thing sucks, apparently. He's just a bigger target.
It just like puts him on par with Megatron instead of making him stronger.
Well, he's bigger than Megatron, and he's like always on par with Megatron, even in the smaller form. It really just more feels like all it does is it makes him a larger target and nothing else. He's easier to hit.
See if I could turn on the fan, because I'm getting real warm. I'll be right back.
But your audio quality.
Yeah. I need to go back and rewatch that show for sure, because it's been so long. I don't remember much at all. I mean, it was back when you wouldn't really like sit there and go through an entire show. You just like watch what you could when it came on Cartoon Network before school and stuff.
Oh, I watched it.
Or like
I watched
on
that
Toonami.
show. I watched that show religiously. I caught every new episode.
I was younger than you, so I was too stupid to understand like TV schedules. I couldn't figure it out.
I mean, I always understood TV schedules. You know what the worst thing in the fucking universe was that no child can fucking like relate to today is when baseball preempted your TV shows.
Huh.
Hopefully
baseball?
You guys can't hear that too much.
I don't hear anything.
I can't hear it over Discord. That's different than
yeah,
what
so
you
apparently you can't relate to this either. Baseball, it used to be that like when baseball was like at like the World Series or something like that, which is just like the American series with Canada included.
Yeah.
Like they would just say, yeah, no, fuck your Saturday morning cartoons. Those don't exist anymore. We're playing the baseball game.
Really?
Yeah.
On Cartoon Network?
No, it wasn't on Cartoon Network. It was like other channels. Cartoon Network.
It might just be our regions.
It was not
because Cartoon Network would never get interrupted.
No, again,
by shit.
like I said, it was not Cartoon Network.
Well, that's where I watched Transformers Armada.
Yeah, I
don't
didn't watch Transformers Armada on. I watched it on Cartoon Network.
Oh.
This isn't what I'm.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about like Saturday morning cartoons getting preempted. Cartoon Network was all cartoons
Gotcha.
all the time.
Yeah, that's why it was goated with the sauce. So yeah, that's my first one, Armada Optimus Prime. So I guess Brian, what's your first childhood favorite? And we don't have a set amount. I have a bunch of these. So
yeah, I have an actual list. So I remember I would go into an old bin of toys, and I would just search around because I didn't know what I'd find. Like we were talking about stuff that would get lost. Things would just kind of appear and reappear. You'd swear it's a magic trick in that. But one of them was a Micromaster named Flanker that I got, and like 1 out of 10 times I'd look in that box, I would find this little guy and just mess with him. So I had lost him in the move, and you're probably wondering, oh, well, you get a new one? Is this the exact same toy? This isn't the exact same toy. This is a knockoff version of it. I found it at a dollar store with the other 6 guys, other 5 guys, because it's 6. That's how math usually works. Anyways, so I found all 6 of them, including this, and I can't combine them because they don't have the armor to combine them. So, yeah, I don't have that. But
sorry.
At least I got the blue Micromaster. What?
Oh, it's a Micromaster. We can't see we can't see each other's camera, listeners.
I don't care. I will show him.
What's he look like?
He's a blue Micromaster with 1 leg.
What's he turn into?
A jet.
His name's Flanker?
He's Flanker.
Yeah, Flanker?
Yeah.
We should start calling each other fuck instead of fucker, Flanker.
Yeah. Erector.
Flanker is a type of Russian jet.
But I also had, if I could name off a couple more because there's a lot. I had.
He's cheating.
Oh, boo-hoo! Yeah. Whine about it. Anyways, I got a bag of just cars because I was into Hot Wheels for ever. I'm still in the Hot Wheels.
Classic.
I don't know why I made that sound like I stopped at some point. But I got a bag from like a thrift store or something, and it had the the Minicon, I think it was Backtrack. It was a green car. I've lost that. I don't have it at all, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But it was an Armada Minicon. And
I had,
around that time, I also had, and I wish I had these. They got lost in the move as well. I'm mainly talking about stuff that got lost in the move. But I had the McDonald's Armada Optimus Prime.
Nice.
And
nice.
Armada Hotshot. And I wish I could find those again. Hopefully someday I will. But right now, I don't have them. I want to find them because that was my first Optimus. So
those Armada McDonald's toys are so weird.
Those Armada
terrible.
Optimus Primes are so weird.
Stupid thing. I have a stupid thing to say. So when you tried to say Minicon originally, you started saying like Micromaster, something like that. And I was like, man, I can't believe that the Transformers don't have a team called like the Micro Aggressors or something.
You can't believe that?
No, but they have the.
It was one of those like
they have
stupid
the
momentary
microplastics.
Well, that's what this podcast is for, isn't it?
Letting the
on the subject
of
on the subject of the green car you were talking about, Backtrack. First of all, I know no Minicon's names.
It's just a green
that
car.
information was not retained besides like Sparkplug, Leader 1, and the Perceptor. It's Perceptor, right? Perceptor team. I really don't remember any Minicon's names. The Combiner guy, isn't he called Perceptor?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
With the skateboard, bike, and other...
Grinder, nope, I don't remember.
Grinder, huh?
I thought I had it. I only remember Grindor.
I didn't know that they were into dating apps back in 2003.
Magic Mike.
Oh yeah, that was the bike's name, Magic Mike.
Yeah, but only when you took the seat off.
Okay.
Isn't that a stupid?
But I could have added so many Minicon teams to this list. Like, Minicons, I've ranted about this on the podcast already, but I'm so mad at Legacy for skipping out on Minicons.
They have
such an annoying...
3?
They have 2. No, they've got Whisper and Jolt from Hotshot, and then they're the like Shattered Glass Wheeljacks Minicon, who I didn't even remember.
They're not that mold into the new one that they're coming out with.
I know, what the hell? What the hell? Why even make it, man? Why even make it?
Well, here's hoping that the new Red Alert is gonna have one.
Yeah, fat chance, man. And I think the new Red Alert will be the Cybertron Red Alert.
No, well, yes, we will get that. I'm sure of it because we got the mold. But
because of Cannonball.
There is a Voyager Red Alert that's also listed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. We're not gonna get a Minicon. I'm so upset about the Minicon situation.
Could have got Sparkplug.
They should have just made like a middling size class between Deluxe and Voyager.
I'm more upset that Metroplex doesn't have a cyber key.
That is annoying. They added cyber keys in, though. They realized they could make a small piece of transparent plastic.
Legacy is full of missed opportunities. By the way, I got Vector Prime. Don't buy it. Do not buy Vector Prime.
I want it, though. Give it to me.
I'm going to buy it.
Don't. I've actually talked to a couple of people so far. It is potentially the worst QC'd figure Hasbro's ever put out. It is trash.
Well, too bad.
Let me spoil. We will talk about Vector Prime later, so let's save that for a bit. Perspective, go ahead and talk about your first favorite.
Yeah, it's all about you.
So my potentially first Transformer ever was G1 Slag. If it's not G1 Slag, then it was G1 Optimus Prime. And I loved this thing because it was like the Transformer that I could transform. Mm-hmm. Because it was like stupid easy. It was just like push out hands. Open back wings, fold down legs, and then flip up.
What could you not transform? out of curiosity. What's an example?
Action Masters, dumbass.
No, it was just like, because I got into Transformers when I was like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So I legit
got it.
like was a baby, and I didn't
Yeah.
know
The baby. Goo goo gaga.
and I just didn't know how to transform most things, and I couldn't remember like most Beast Wars. My parents loved getting me Beast Wars because I loved Beast Wars, and they hated getting me Beast Wars because it meant they had to transform them every time.
Right.
But yeah, so I could transform him, so he was really easy. He was really cool. To this day, I absolutely like one of my favorite transformation steps. One of my favorite transformation steps ever is opening the mouth and having that like hinge down and become the chest crest, which it offends me so deeply that every fucking third-party version of this dude and the 86 version like all have it just be like a separate chest crest, and then the mouth does something else. It's like, no, the best part of that whole thing was the way that the mouth like opened and formed the chest crest. Why is it going and hiding inside of the torso, and then you have a faux forming piece for the chest crest? Fuck off with this. It's stupid. It was such a cool, fun part. It was such a satisfying part of the transformation. And now it's time to get real sad, because the last time I ever handled this thing, I was just playing with it outside. And then my dad had a garbage can that he had filled with grass clips. And I was like, oh, that's like a mountain. That's like a mountain of grass. And so I'm like sitting there and I'm like playing with the thing. And I'm like, I remember like holding it down there and like messing with it. And then I remember going, man, my arm feels really heavy and really tired. And then I don't remember what happened next, but I never saw that toy again. So I'm fairly certain I know what happened next.
Did you just like drop him into the abyss? Like
I probably just
grass clipping.
I probably just dropped him into the trash can and then went like, all right, I'll go deal with that later, and then walked away.
Bruh.
You were stupid.
And it was that thing. I loved that toy so fucking much. It was insane. It was my favorite toy.
Did he shoot missiles, like those pointed silver missiles? Did he shoot those?
Assuredly. I didn't have those. Either I got the toy secondhand, or I immediately lost both that and the sword. Those are the two options. They either didn't come, or they were gone immediately.
Options.
I just love how dangerous toys were back in the day.
Oh, so dangerous. You kill
pointiest missile possible.
You kill so many people by shooting them with those missiles.
Yeah, probably. At least hurt an eyeball. Okay, well that's cool.
That's cool, I guess.
None of my picks go that old. So it's good we have some G1 rep here, or else the boomers will get mad.
I think everyone's gonna get mad at this point. I think we've insulted everyone.
So my next pick is, of course, going to be the Armada Megatron.
You can't have one without the other.
Arguably, I like this guy way more than Optimus as a toy because I loved all his play features. The knife in the hand was such a good fidget toy before I knew what fidget toys were.
Oh yeah, you just spend like so much time just going like top of hand, bottom of hand, top of hand, bottom of hand.
Yeah.
Someone tries to rob you and you whip out the Megatron with a knife.
No, you try and rob someone with that.
Oh yeah, you pull out his knife to rob someone else.
Yeah.
He had like a claw grabber for his like on his leg
For his victims.
I'm sure there's even more stuff I don't remember that he could do, but his big ears, which I think is one of the most distinct parts of his look. I immediately lost those.
I just noticed those.
I was one of those kids.
Yeah, no, I legit, I removed those myself just to see what it would look like, and then they were gone.
Yeah, I don't know how mine came off. I mean, I kind of remember they just came off one day. But it wasn't my intention, but I definitely had a hornless Megatron for the majority of me owning it.
He was not horny? You saying that? What?
He was not horny at all, no.
Damn.
The H-Tank alt mode is one of my favorites for Megatron, second only to the animated Megatron helicopter mode. I love the H-Tank. I love that Shockwave and animated looked like that H-Tank a little bit. Like he had design cues from this Armada Megatron, which I always loved. I don't have the Legacy version yet, but I do plan to get him at some point. And his Minicon, Leader 1, was one of my favorite Minicons. And I think the Cybertron Metroplex's Minicon was kind of like a remold of Leader 1, if I remember correctly.
So,
or like very similar transformation scheme.
So funny thing about this is you just reminded me that I had an Optimus. I had a similar thing. I had the Optimus and Megatron from the same continuity. It was the Cybertron Optimus Prime, and it had it included the wing saber, so you can attach that with him. But it was this big, giant anime style Optimus Prime, and the Megatron from Cybertron was the titanium one. So it was a little tiny thing that could barely pose.
Bruh.
That was. I still have it, but that's my first Megatron.
Those titanium figures suck. I never had a Cybertron Megatron. I had the Energon Prime in Megatron and the Armada Prime in Megatron, but only Cybertron Prime.
I actually have the titanium Megatron down back over there somewhere, still in its box, because one of my fans, like an absolute psychopath, sent me one.
I wish I had the Decepticon base still. That was actually kind of cool.
Yeah, those titanium figures are an oddity. Maybe something we should talk about in the future. Is that line?
Had one. I had growing up. I had the War Within Optimus version.
Maybe I should do it.
Yeah.
Oh no! It wasn't the titanium transforming ones. It was the little tiny statue ones.
Oh.
It was what? It came with that versus Optimus Prime.
It didn't come with that. I just had those two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had the titanium Optimus, and
I had some of those.
Initially, I hated it, and then I came to really like it, and now I hate it again.
Those would make like good Hero Clicks figures.
Yeah,
or something like that. But yeah, this Megatron, he's one of the best in my opinion. It's funny to think about these Armada toys because they're not like that much more posable than like G1. The design philosophy is just different, completely different. So it's like looking back at G1, I'm like, I don't even feel like I had that different of a childhood, just different designs.
They were trying to make it more, I guess, rugged, more bulky, and then more gimmicky, I think.
More anime.
Yeah. More Gundam.
But Brian, the Cybertron version of Armada Optimus Prime is just as cool as Gundam to me. Like, it's got the exact same type of vibes.
Yeah.
But Brian, go ahead with your next one.
Okay, everyone's gonna hate me for this.
Okay.
So, before I didn't get into Transformers until I was like 11 or 12. I knew about Transformers. Okay. I watched the cartoon on TV, obviously, but like Beasties
on YTV.
Yeah, on YTV.
Beasties, bro.
I don't know why I know Canadian TV stations.
And Armada, a little bit of RID, but basically, I would just watch it because, hey, TV, cool, yay. But so that's why I'm talking about my handful of Transformers, because most of these are just what I got beforehand. But this specifically, the reason why I got into this line is because I was into Lego more than anything. But I mean, Bionicle, but also
Creo Transformers,
other Lego stuff. It was built to rule. Starscream.
Oh, brother.
My first Starscream is the built to rule one. I don't hate the jet mode, even though it's a block.
For audio listeners, built to rule is in case you don't know, it's like early knockoff Lego Transformers.
And since
they turn into these. Yeah, go ahead.
And since we're on the trend of Armada Optimus Prime, I also had the build to rule Armada Optimus Prime.
That was the only cool-looking one to me.
The truck mode does look good, actually.
What built-to-rule figure didn't you have?
I had those two.
Okay, that was
it. This one's missing a tire now, but, I mean, it still looks kind of cool.
Their whole thing is they would turn into these bricks, and you could either equip the brick with car parts or robot parts, essentially.
Yeah, but they didn't look right.
If I remember correctly, I also had like 2 or 3 of those.
But the main reason why I liked those wasn't because of Transformers, it was because of Lego and bricks. So.
And I didn't like those at all.
Good for you.
I had them, but they were like, wow, it was like, wow, this sucks.
Oh, they're absolutely terrible.
Oh, they are.
They're some of the worst Transformers I've ever handled.
Also, they're really hard to stand because they're so heavy, and then the hinges wobble.
Yeah, I remember those things like you pick it up and it was just like, it would just jiggle physics all over the place.
And their feet were just like 3 pegs long, and then you would have to attach something for it to stand. But that doesn't mean that it can't still fall and topple over because the pegs don't hold strong enough for it to stay in place. And then all the parts would just be randomly thrown onto the robot. It wouldn't even look like the thing on the show, even though it's mostly custom parts. You could custom parts these things and make it look right, but no, it's got to have a big belly canopy thing.
For my Transformers You Can Build video, I bought the built-to-rule smoke screen, as a nostalgia thing more than anything. And one thing I don't remember is the plastic quality. Like, maybe it's just the one I got, but it felt so slimy. And it was brand new as well. Like, I built it right out of the box, but it felt so slimy and weird to me, the plastic.
But how's the truck mode?
I mean, it's a truck mode.
What I like about these is that their alt modes had to use all the parts, so their faces are just kind of there. Like Starscream's at the top of the jet mode, right there. And then Optimus Prime's, his head is like sideways in the canopy on the driver's seat. You could put a Lego guy inside it, it's big enough, but then you have to deal with that.
Yeah, built to rule. Terrible, terrible line. Did not it had some Energon figures that apparently didn't make it past Ohio.
You realize that you're talking about one of Brian's favorite toys of all time. Terrible, terrible toys.
It was my favorite as a kid because I was like, "Ooh, cool action figure built with bricks, yay!"
Yeah, you'd fall over, it explode.
But you know what? In my defense, I didn't really care for Transformers. I didn't really care for how they looked. So they could look pretty much like anything. I'd be like, okay. Like, I didn't care about accuracy, is what I'm saying.
Right.
Here's the thing, to be fair, like, when everyone's like a little kid, like back in the day, like everyone was like, wow, nothing is ever going to look more realistic than Nintendo 64.
These PlayStation graphics are crazy.
These PlayStation
are
graphics
so
are
real.
so
I feel like I'm actually in the video game world.
Okay, perspective.
These Bionicles are so posable, even though they're not.
Like, completely, like, obvious, the next one that was my favorite was the one that I've already mentioned, was the G1 Optimus. Though, like, like it was probably a month by the time that both his fists were gone.
Yeah.
I've never had the fists.
I was actually incensed by the way that his gun plugged in. Actually, no. You know what? I'm gonna retract this because yes, I did love that toy. I do want to talk about the way that the fucking gun plugs into the fist. That pisses me off because it's like he's not using the handle. So why didn't you just put a peg where the handle would be? Because they were like, well, the handle doesn't fit the peg fist, so we'll put a peg ahead of the handle that he holds onto. So instead of holding onto the handle of the gun, he's holding on the peg ahead of the handle of the gun. It's just like, no, just replace. Why? Why do it like this? It looks dumb. But yeah, it always pissed me off. But no, I'm actually going to read that because I swear to God, and this is the weirdest part about this story. This is the weirdest part about this story, is I swear to God that we found these figures at Home Depot. Like,
What? Explain what they are for the listeners.
It is BB and Starscream. BB was like this giant, like,
from what universe, I guess? From what toy line?
I don't know. I can't remember. Like, because the box...
You don't know?
The box went in the trash. There's like 500,000 different versions of BB and Starscream. I know that I had one of them. I remember...
I've never heard of BB.
I remember the windows not being yellow. I don't think this is the version that I had. This is like I think this is the G2 version. And then there was like different versions, and I think I got like a later version.
I think they were in Beast Wars Neo?
They were in Beast Wars Neo. There's like a million versions of this particular set. But they came together. I swear to God that it was just like we walked into Home Depot, and for some reason Home Depot had like this round table where they just had a bunch of BBs and Starscreams like set on it. And I was like, "Ooh, can we get this? Can we get this?" And they were like, and my parents were like, "Yeah, okay, fine, we'll get this. It's really expensive though, so this is like you're not gonna get anything else for a while." I was like, "I don't care." And then so I got these. I guarantee you I lost all the missiles almost immediately. But the BB was really cool. It was like a Blackbird. That also it had like the undercarriage would like fold out into treads, and it would like turn into a weird tank mode, and then the Starscream could like plug into the Blackbird. And what's funny is actually that Starscream is actually like stupid influential. The Energon Starscream is just a retool of that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had these toys. I fucking loved the shit out of them. I lost the Starscream eventually, but I had the BB for a fucking lot longer, and it used to live inside of this wooden toy box that we had outside, and it got rained on it, so like all of the screws were rusty.
You reminded me, the built-to-rule stuff, I found at a Safeway.
Interesting.
Safeway. Yeah, I remember distinctly finding Beast Wars basic toys in Party City when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's the weird places that you find toys sometimes is like super interesting. But yeah, I feel like that... I know I'm wrong, but if you remember that Maverick figure that came out like for Top Gun...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it was partially based off this Starscream.
Although that's very
according to TF Wiki...
It's an entirely new mold.
BB...
Oh, wait. Yeah.
BB is a redeco of Generation 2 Dreadwing transforming into a stealth bomber.
Yes.
He can form a more complete aircraft, the Formation Scream, by plugging in Jet Mode Starscream.
Are you telling me that Dreadwing is punishing?
But yeah, no, this thing was really cool because for like a
Gatling gun is Illin.
Oh my gosh, shut up. For G1, it was actually like a really like posable figure with like a decently involved transformation.
Yeah.
Like both
cool.
both him and Starscream. Yeah, they were very fun. I really loved them. I think the one that I had like red cockpit windows.
Yeah, I'm trying to find on TF Wiki a redeco.
By the way, unrelated, but man, like just basically mentally going through like really weird toy lines where Starscream didn't look like Starscream. Fucking Machine Wars Starscream and just Machine Wars in general. What a weird fucking toy line.
Yeah. I don't know much about it because it's definitely out of my my age range.
My parents just one day, like I think it was either for my birthday or for Christmas or something. I think it was closer to summer. Just showed up and they're like, "Here's the new Starscream and Optimus." I was like, "What the fuck? Why is Starscream 5 times bigger than Optimus and looks nothing like Starscream? And Optimus now has a face." That was like I think my first exposure to Optimus Prime with like out of faceplate, and I was incensed.
Your world just came crashing down at that point.
Yeah. Okay, well, so I'm gonna go now, and I'm just gonna... I only have one more Armada figure, I guess.
Woo!
Which would be... Tidal Wave.
Tidal Wave. Tidal Wave. Tidal Wave.
The anime episodes with Tidal Wave I remember so well.
You mean Shockwave?
Because it was...
Because he had zero...
I mean Tidal Wave.
He had 0 frames of animation. It was just him coming close to the camera.
that was like Transformers version of like the Dragon Ball Z fight that goes on for 20 episodes.
The Dragon Ball Z fights
anyway.
that lasted 20 episodes at least had animation.
But don't you remember that scene where he goes into the tunnel and he gets stuck?
It's been a long time. All I remember is him standing in the ocean, and then they're like fighting with the Star Saber on the beach. And I remember watching so many episodes of that happening and being like, whoa. And Tidal Wave is an incredible figure. He has enough nostalgia to warrant a legacy figure, which I was shocked by when they announced it. And he seems pretty cool. Perspective put out a very positive review on it.
For once.
Yeah, I like it. Apparently, I didn't know this at the time. Apparently, the knee ratchets self-destruct pretty commonly on that thing.
Yeah, I was surprised you didn't talk about it.
I didn't know that.
It makes sense you didn't know about
I didn't know, and it's not happened to me. I've used the knees quite a bit, so yeah, it was news to me.
Yeah.
It's like the shoulders.
That toy guy just said to That toy guy just said to snip a little piece of the coil off, but I mean, for most people, that's not gonna be something they want to do, which sucks. Hopefully, it's not like a super big issue. Doesn't seem like it is, but it is an issue for some people. But this Armada Tidal Wave is such a nostalgic figure for me. First of all, I prefer these colors a lot over the Japanese colors. I don't know why they changed the coloration. Did he look like the Japanese version in the cartoon? I think I remember him looking like this with the green.
So, I think in Energon he had the deco that was closer to this. I mean, there was an Energon toy, but it had green in it. So
yeah, there was an Energon version that was closer in color. And that's actually when he started saying Tidal Wave. He was actually more eloquent in the original show.
Like the Japanese version or American
version?
Oh,
the original show is in Armada. In Energon, he started being Tidal Wave, but in the American and in the American and Japanese show, of Armada, he could actually talk. Which, by the way, just oh my god. Watching through the people when I watched through Armada recently for the roast on it, people were like, I can't believe you chose to watch the American version. Don't you know that they didn't don't you know that they didn't finish the animation for the American version? And I was like, yeah, it really shows because the animation in the American version is heinous. But if the point was to make fun of it, why would I watch the better version?
Yeah. I mean, I realize that the OG is probably better, but there's no fucking way I watched that over the one I watched as a kid.
Well, actually, no. The American
version...
Maybe
someday, but...
The American version is actually the OG. They actually...
What?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. It came to America first, and that's why the Japanese version has the better animation, is because Japan was like, no, this is not acceptable.
But then why the fuck is the legacy figure colored like the Japanese one? What the fuck?
We are not, the Japanese were like, we are not putting this out to our consumers in this state. And so they actually spent extra time and extra money finishing the animations.
Okay, so they're kind of goated. All right. Okay, I see. They're based, that's why. Well, fair enough. But back to the toys. The splitting up feature was awesome. The boat itself, the battleship, such a cool thing to play on. Like he was a playset in of himself. And he parts forms, which I mean, honestly, I don't care about parts forming probably because of this figure. Like I was like, all right, some of them just come apart. Whatever. Who cares?
That's what kind of annoys me with people saying that, the Siege Omega Supreme, it parts form, so it's bad. Dude, that's the whole point of Omega Supreme. He's multiple things, not just one.
Here's the thing. I've never seen people fucking say that Omega Supreme sucks because he's parts forming. I've seen people assume that I'm going to say that he sucks because of parts forming, and it's like, no, it makes sense. He's three different things. Of course, he has to break apart to become three different things.
It's like complaining about a combiner.
It's less like parts forming and more like he's a self-contained combiner.
Yeah.
If anything. His Ramjet Minicon, I love that guy. I love, like, his transformation was so simple. He was such a cute little Minicon, and becoming a jet. Yeah, becoming a jet was so good because it's an aircraft carrier, so that made a lot of sense. Just an all-out fantastic figure from that time period. Yeah, that's mine. Go ahead, Brian, with your next one.
So, I guess this is my last batch, but so I've talked about things that, you know, I got into before I got into Transformers because I don't know, like 11 years old is a little older to get into Transformers all of a sudden, like just peek into Transformers. But so I just had little things that either people got me or I just happened to get or whatever. And it wasn't until Transformers Cybertron when I actually got invested into Transformers. And my first, and I still love these guys, is the Cybertron Breakdown, where they spell breakdown differently, and the Cybertron Recluse, which was like a green and black gecko thing. But these were my first actually getting into Transformers. So if you ask me what my first Transformers are, it's usually these, because that's what kind of kickstarted it. But I think that for my favorite for the longest time was the Universe Classics Onslaught.
Aha, yes.
It didn't combine, but my god, was this so cool. It's beefy, it's got so many gimmicks, light up features, it looks fantastic. I love the color scheme, the blades.
To be clear, that's the one that turns into the SWAT van, right?
Yes, it is.
Yes, yes.
It.
Such a cool concept.
I want to find replacement turrets, and then I want to replace the shield because it doesn't have the tab anymore. That thing broke. I could still attach it to the side because there's another point where it connects, but otherwise, yeah, this thing was my favorite figure for the longest time as a kid. It's been outshined now, but it's still awesome.
He's a badass figure. I never had him, but I must have had a magazine or like a cross sell or something with him, and I was like, oh my god, he's so sick. He's got a riot shield. Like, there's just something very cool and on theme about turning into a SWAT van and then having a riot shield.
I love the colors too. I like the little lights that can move. That's pretty cool.
You mentioning Breakdown reminds me of his repaint from Cybertron.
Was it GTS?
Breakdown GTS.
Yeah, cup colors.
I always loved I would even call this Cup Man. I mean, I get it's probably Cup reference, but it's so ugly. I love it. He looks like he's dressed like Steve from Minecraft a little bit. Like,
That's perfect. I feel it more in the alt mode than I do in the robot mode. Like him looking like Steve.
He's got the head for it, like the head colors, because he's got the cyan or teal face.
Steve doesn't have.
I had the original.
Steve in Minecraft.
No, there were a couple of Cup figures that had a teal face. I'm sure of it.
Oh, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Okay, we're talking about Steve from Minecraft and Cup at the same time.
Yeah, I was saying I think the alt mode looks more like Steve from Minecraft, and you were talking.
He's not wrong, because it looks like a block. You can see his limbs just straight there.
Yeah.
I'm about to make a sick community post with this picture. Is that Steve from Minecraft?
Is that Herobrine?
Hey, is that Among Us?
Is that
I had the original colors of Breakdown, and it's also a childhood favorite of mine. I didn't even think about him, but him and Crumple Zone, I had those guys from Velocitron.
I love how he's one of my first figures. Same with Recluse, and they both had waist articulation.
What Recluse? I need to look that up. What's he turn into?
It's like a green and black gecko thing. It's got a green dome in its chest. While you're looking that up, I also wanted to mention around that time, my first two Voyagers were Evac and Mudflap, and I got them for $5 because Superstore out here had them at the wrong price.
Wreck Loose.
Yes.
Stupid ass pun name. Okay, yeah, I remember this guy. He's a weird one.
Mm-hmm.
I never had him. I'm not sure I even saw him in stores.
With a lot of articulation in the
He's
arms.
cool. Yeah, looks like a double hinge, maybe? Is that right?
Yeah, then he's got a lower arm rotation.
Yeah. He looks like he should be like a Beast Wars repaint or something.
Yeah.
Weird. Huh. Wreck Loose, cool.
They repacked him a bunch of times, too.
Yeah. He worked for Scourge. Man, I need to go back and rewatch Cybertron for sure. They snapped on Cybertron with these designs and like all the different worlds and stuff.
Man, I want to get Snarl so bad. It looks cool.
Snarl.
It was the what was it? He was the wolf.
Oh yes. Snarl. Alright, I had him.
And Leo Breaker too, because I want to attach the arm onto my Optimus.
There's a screenshot of him driving another figure I had.
Wait, so that big stupid thing coming off of his head is just a hat that you can take off?
Yes.
Amazing.
Oh my god, he's driving lug nuts.
Yeah, lug nuts. I had lug nuts. That's an awesome figure. He turned. There's a recent Junkie on figure that looks like his alt mode. It got repainted into Road Pig. I don't remember the Junkie on name.
Wait, what? Lug?
Yeah, Crash Bar.
Because looking up lug nuts just gets me lug nut.
I know.
Lug nuts with the Z at the end is
so
his name.
Clearly very different.
I forgot his name for a long time. I was just like, the motorcycle from Cybertron is sick. And this picture of Snarl driving him is sick as hell. He could not do this in real life.
They were really doing...
Lug Nuts was a scout.
Yeah. They were really doing different things with Cybertron.
Yeah.
I like that his weapon is just a pizza. He just has a pizza.
Who does?
Excuse me.
Lug nuts.
He has a pizza?
Yeah, his weapon is a pizza.
No, his weapon is a pipe.
Yeah.
I beg to...
Oh, that's his hand.
You're looking at the wheels on his back.
Oh, I thought... Okay, so like the... Okay,
oh.
I see.
It's like mistransformed.
He has shoulder pizzas.
I thought he was like holding out a pizza.
Yeah. Lining up those wheels was such a pain in the ass.
He looks like a Bionicle with the disc throwers now. The one that I just got.
Yeah.
Also, is he wearing like
a...
He's like wearing like a petticoat or something like that. Like, look at those buttons on his like waist.
Yeah, a little bit.
He's got like a fancy vest on or something.
I didn't have this, but I had the Hightail repaint, which was red.
With his head being like the gas can on top, it kind of looks like he has one of those New York hats, like one of those.
Yeah,
I forget what they're called.
I'm walking.
Yeah, I'm driving here. Perspective. Go ahead with your one.
All right. Well, as it is my turn, I'm gonna put up probably my favorite figure ever, and you're probably just going to. Well, I mean, when I was a kid, my favorite figure ever. You're probably just going to know why, seeing what the figure was. You're gonna go, oh yeah.
Obviously, it's Armada Optimus Prime. Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Fucking the original Beast Wars Dinobot. Fucking. By the way, fun fact for you motherfuckers.
You had to use that
I like that photo.
I mean, look, I got the biggest figures that I could find, and that one was like without his tail. I know it's stupid. Everyone loses the tail. But fun fact for you motherfuckers. Today is my not my birthday. My channel's birthday.
Yeah. Happy channel birthday.
Channel anniversary. I thought I should mention that just because. But yeah, no, Dinobot, 100%. I mean, here's the thing. Obviously, just because Dinobot was a kick-ass character, he was my favorite character in the show. He's still like one of my favorite characters in all of media. But that toy specifically was also it was really good. It's a really fun Beast Wars figure. Like the worst part about it is obviously like that the legs are just like kind of strapping down the front of him. But you mostly don't see that. It made plenty of sense as a kid, and the fact that like the head really does just flip down and it forms what it looked like in the show, and then the arms like spin around the way they do to like form the biceps and whatnot. And it was just like despite the parts forming, which obviously always got lost immediately. It was just a fun toy for a kid, and even without the tail, like. It's not the worst thing without a tail.
It reminds me of Mondo Gecko in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because I watched the movie recently and his tail pops off at some point.
Yeah. I have that. I got that toy of Mondo Gecko. I like that design. But I always thought, like, I mean, I'm not a big critical person on parts forming anyway, but I always thought, like, if it turns into a piece of his body, then, like, that's kind of fair. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Like,
I prefer being a piece of the body, actually.
Yeah. It's funny. That photo. I'm going to use that exact photo for the video as well. For listeners, it's just Dinobot without his tail.
Did you get the uncooked chicken legacy version as well?
I do have that. I recorded. I love the head, but like the uncooked chicken is distressing.
That's on sale on Toys R Us right now.
It's so ugly.
On sale on Toys R Us, which is only in Canada, which means that it's like $200 or something like that, because for some reason Toys R Us gouges the shit out of you.
No, it's like $180.
Actually, Toys R Us is in America again. It's like in Macy's shopping malls.
That's not Toys R Us. That's a fucking kiosk.
Yeah.
I agree, but I've seen some recent videos, and they have an interesting selection. They've got like Super 7... and like stuff you wouldn't expect. It seems like they're going a more collector route, which is interesting. So I guess I mean, it sounds like you're out of ones. Brian, do you have any more perspective?
No, that was going to be my last one, which is why I like felt the need to mention. Oh yeah, it's my channel's birthday, because it was like, okay, this is my last opportunity to point that out.
Okay. I had a shitload more. I'll just do a couple more because some of these could fit into different videos.
One of my first deluxes was longrack.
How long was his rack?
And long.
Since we were talking about Cybertron, I'm just going to talk about a bunch of the Cybertron ones I have on my list. Okay, that's nice. Yawn. But before that, I'm going to talk about Energon Ironhide, which
we are done by...
You sick bastard.
I didn't have that many Energon figures, but I did have Ironhide, and I liked him. As a kid, he was like a pretty cool toy.
He was a pretty cool dude who doesn't afraid of no... Oh, wait. I fucked that up.
As a kid, I had no qualms with the show. Like, I was just like, cool, Transformers. Like, all these things that adults at the time complained about, like Kicker and Ironhide and all these characters.
Yay,
like,
robot!
I could not give less of a fuck as a kid. I was like, this guy's sweet as hell. And I loved the little, his vehicle mode, because it was, like, so squished looking that it was cute.
Yeah, I love
and, I think he, the head is crazy. Looking back, the head is absolutely insane.
The shoulders are insane. He could fly.
But he can combine, right? He can combine, do the power link gimmick.
With those shoulders, he's like the incredible flying nun of the Transformers.
Flying nun?
Have you never heard of that?
No.
That was a
like
TV show from like the 60s.
Old shit.
It is some old shit.
Man, hell yeah.
But that's Ironhide. We don't really have to talk about him.
Thank God.
But for Cybertron, I had way more Cybertron stuff. I went to Hawaii as a kid to visit my dad.
Too, you son of a bitch.
I'm not putting that in the thumbnail. You're out of your damn mind. That's crazy. That's a crazy thing you just sent. He sent a flying nun poster.
That's
and
concerning.
I don't even know what to think about it.
It is a TV show that was a big deal back in the day.
We're gonna have to have a talk about this. I am not gonna fucking let this go.
But, okay, let me finish a fucking...
No.
I went to Hawaii to visit my dad as a kid because he was stationed there. And when I left, we had Energon toys. And while I was over there, I had gotten a few toys, but I don't remember seeing Transformers stuff. I only saw, like... I got, like, Batman Begins toys, like the Batman Begins Batmobile and stuff. What is... I gotta click this.
It's not.
It's just a screenshot.
Yeah, it's a screenshot.
Okay. All this stuff will be on screen if you're watching the video. I can't even explain this to the listeners. It's a flying nun. I don't know what else to say, but she transformed into vehicle mode. But when I came back, there was Transformer Cybertron stuff on the shelves. And I just asked my mom, which I didn't often do. I didn't often ask for toys, but I asked my mom for this guy because his name was Vector Prime.
So I don't have that, but I got the brown one.
You got the Galaxy Force version.
You got the poopy flavored one.
I got the turtle.
I bought this guy a few years ago again. I don't have him anymore, but I bought him and he came with the Galaxy Force sword for some reason. He didn't have his blue sword. He had the Galaxy Force sword, which I thought was interesting. Please stop with the nun pictures.
I didn't send shit.
I'm not talking about you. But this... Jesus Christ. Okay, that's just a cute cat.
Oh, are we posting pictures of cute cats right now and interrupting Dumb Jake?
Yes.
Yeah, what else is new? This Vector Prime figure is fucking awesome. I can confirm he's still awesome, based on me playing with him a few years ago. The fact that he came with a Minicon, I got super excited when I found it, cool, because I thought they would all come with Minicons. Unfortunately not. Stop. You're gonna make my life hell editing this. Please!
Oh.
Okay. Oh my god. Cats, they're just posting... Brian is posting the exact same cat photo over and over in Discord, and Perspective's posting his own cat. That is a really cute cat picture, though. I don't fuck with cats like that, but... So there's Vector Prime. I had him. Jesus Christ. Another one I had was the Nemesis Breaker. I didn't have Leo Breaker, but I did have Nemesis Breaker.
I want that.
Which was a repaint of that, obviously, and he was awesome.
He also doesn't have
turned
a
into
tail.
a lion. Yeah, his tail's next to him. But he could combine with Optimus Prime.
And Megatron.
I guess he... And Megatron? Okay, I never had Megatron. So I would I would combine this guy with Optimus Prime. And he just... I always thought he was so... He's basically like Nemesis Prime, but Leo Breaker. For some reason, I don't know why they decided to do it, but it was sick. Maybe Was he even in the show?
Yes, he was.
Oh, he was? Okay. I never got to that part.
Megatron got demonized and then formed some cloud shit.
Cool. And my last Cybertron figure, I actually have him with me right next to me here, is Cybertron Backstop.
This was almost my first Scout class figure.
He turns into a rhino, and I remember him most because he was in an episode of TJ Omega's Plastic Addict. It's an episode where he talks about, like, Transformers that have, like, hands that are their asses in alt mode, I guess.
Yeah.
And this figure, I just discovered, literally right before we recorded this, I just discovered his ass hand, you can pull it out a little bit more and, like, extend it a bit and have it come out. I never knew that, like, up until this exact moment, basically, so that's crazy. But this is a figure I think is awesome. I think his Rhino mode is really awesome. I think he's a better Rhino Transformer than, like, every Rhinox that has come out since the Kingdom.
I actually like how the legs collapse on it.
Yeah, it's really good. And he turns into a little rhino, which is fun to me. He's a really cool guy, and his Cyber Planet key gimmick was his horn extends, which I always thought was cool.
Oh, we have something in common.
But yeah, that's my favorites. I guess we're all done for this episode.
Yeah, I stopped caring about a half hour ago.
You stopped caring right when I was talking for this last moment.
You see this cute cat picture? That's...
Yeah, all they've been doing is posting cat pictures. Perspective still is... Oh, what the hell is that? Oh.
We were playing the Power Rangers card game, and Bowser came, and he decided that he was going to hang out with us.
His name is Bowser?
Here he was trying to cheat.
What's your cat's name, Brian? Okay.
I got Luna, and Boomer.
Luna and Boomer.
I've got Porch and Bowser.
Porch?
Yes.
Does the cat hang out on the porch?
No, we caught him under the porch.
Oh, okay.
We caught that dang old dang.
Here's the thing. We caught both of them.
You caught both of them?
Yes,
They're
yeah.
strays, I guess?
Well, yeah, the cat distribution system happened, and both of them were on our property, and it was like, oh, we have cat now.
Okay, well, I'm not responding to you, Perspective. I'm responding to the degeneracy happening in our Discord. Thanks for watching.
I see that you have never been chosen by the cat distribution system, and you're jealous.
No, I'm a dog person.
Disgusting.
You're just posting pictures of yourself.
It's me doing that Optimus stock photo pose.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, thanks for listening, watching, whatever you're doing.
Go away.
We appreciate you. Thanks for listening to the Bat Kibble podcast. We upload every other week.
Sorry, this episode
if you're
sucks.
If you're listening on Spotify, could you please give us a 5-star rating? And if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe.
Oh, that reminds me.
Yeah. Is it Chia Pet?
If you're watching on YouTube, please send us pictures of your cat.
How would they do that?
They post it somewhere online and then link us.
Okay.
They put it in
What'd you
text
forget,
and it
Brian?
makes a photo.
Brian, what did you forget? You were about to say something.
I'm
the episode's over. Goodbye, Lisa.
Bye.
Okay.
Ah!
Bye.
I'm stopping.
Bye.